What's up, guys? Got another video for you here. Got a little bit of the table in the shot. I'm trying to avoid that if I can. So I got a smaller collection update than the last one, thankfully. That was the longest video I've ever made. I finally verified my channel so I could finally put videos that are 15 minutes up via my phone. So I have some stuff, so I'm just going to cut right on into it. Got a little bit of metal, mostly not metal. Obviously, like always, I'll let you know when the transition's happening. So first one, Rip Lexi Leo. My buddy, I gave this to my buddy some years ago, and he brought it back to me. He never listened to it, really, or anything, so I appreciate it. It's welcome back in the collection. I'm a big Children of Bodom fan. I saw them live once, thankfully, because now I won't be getting the option, so I'm glad I got to see them when I could. But this is my favorite record of theirs. Living Deadbeat was one of the first tunes that I ever really got into. Yeah. Somebody put something in my drinks on here. They did that Ramones cover. It's a great one. Punch Me, I Bleed. Are You Dead Yet? It's a really big song. Great stuff. Next, two albums by one band that I'm very, very fond of, and I'm sure you guys are well aware. This is Luxburg by Summoning. Classic first record, the only one featuring a actual drummer. And for whatever reason, in the booklet, they wanted to make sure you knew it was an ex-member. Why that might be, I don't know. I don't know the whole story behind why they got rid of him. I'm sure one of you Summoning Uber fans in my viewing audience might know, but that's here. They felt the need to put ex-member on the inside there, so that's kind of excessive. But yeah, this is a lot more traditional black metal than they were in the next few records. So yeah, good to have. I have another Summoning album coming. It was on back order from the distro I purchased from, which is Tower Records, which most of this is from. So I don't know when that's actually going to show up. So I just felt like I'll do it on my next update. But Luxburg. Next, Old Morning's Dawn. Great, great record. I mean, this is, I feel like, in everybody's top 5 Summoning albums, but it never seems to make the number 1 or 2 spot. It's always usually between Minas Morgul and Stronghold, it seems to be. I know that there's the occasional Dull Golder guy, but this is a great one. I'm a huge, huge fan, and yeah, I'm glad to have it. I'm trying to get everything I can. I also heard there's a new Caladan Brood record in the makes. I'm not sure if that's some kind of, not sure if that's some kind of rumor or what, but I'm hyped for it. Next, man, this is a score. Something I've been wanting to get a hold of for a long time. I have absolutely no clue in the world how to pronounce this, but Veternas Tolv Capital by Londum. If you guys aren't familiar with Londum, they are a Swedish folk band. They started off as this kind of weird, kind of experimental black metal outfit, and then it turned into this kind of Ulvery, this early Ulver. I forgot what the album's particularly called, but you guys know what I mean. The second Ulver record that's really folky. They kind of turned into that style. So if that sounds interesting to you, and if you wanted more of that, definitely look into Londum. And if you're looking for a copy of this, seriously go to Tower Records, because they have a bunch of Londum, and I know this stuff's kind of a pain to get a hold of. But yeah, it's really cool. It's on this nice cardstock paper. And yeah, I'm really, really excited to finally have this one in the collection. So from here on out, it's not going to be metal, and I am urging you to stick around for this one, because there's lots of really, really good stuff in here. If you have an open mind to stuff that isn't just screaming and blast beats. So this next one is a folk rock band from Champaign, Illinois. This is Come and Gone by Mason Prophet. It's the first 2 albums of theirs put onto a single disc compilation, and these are the Talbot brothers. They're decently renowned songwriters in the folk genre, but yeah, this is the first 2 Mason Prophet records. Being, what are they specifically? I forgot. The first one I think is just called I don't know. I forgot what it's called. I could open it, and I'm going to. See, yeah, it doesn't say specifically on here the names, but either way, it's really, really good stuff. The whole first album is on YouTube, and I would recommend listening to the song To Hangman. Stew Ball is a great folk traditional that they did a really good version of, so definitely listen to this if you're a fan of like the band and a little bit more bluegrassy stuff. If you hear music in the background, my girlfriend is playing the Nintendo 64 Tony Hawk Pro Skater game. So yeah, that's the noise in the background. Next, 3 albums by a guy I went and saw about a month ago. He's a country singer. Went and saw an acoustic show at a place about a county over. So yeah, this is Whitey Morgan. This is Grandpa's Guitar. This is my favorite Whitey Morgan album by far. It's an acoustic record. He does some really, really good stuff. So this is like classic 70s style country in the modern styling, I guess, or modern incarnation. He plays Highway Patrolman, which is I think a Glenn Campbell tune that Johnny Cash made really famous. Just to Satisfy You is on here, the Waylon tune. If You Could Touch Her at All, the Waylon and Willie tune. Today I Started Loving You Again's on here. Dead Flowers is on here, which is, I believe, originally the Rolling Stones. It's a great, great record. I really, really like this album cover, and this is how I actually got into him back a couple years ago. Next is his album Sonic Ranch from 2018, I believe. Maybe 2016. I don't know, but either way, it's a great, great record. This is basically his biggest hit was on here, which is Me and the Whiskey. But he also does Wait and Run to Die, the Townes Van Zandt cover. And That's How I Got to Memphis, the Tom T. Hall cover. It's a great, great record. But this is a bit more Hank Williams Jr.-y, you know, kind of country rock, southern rock, outlaw country. And this is the newest one, Hard Times and White Lines. I also got the t-shirt with this on it. I'm not going to bother getting it to show you. But yeah, so he does a Dale Watson song, Carrying On, which is a really, really good tune. And he does ZZ Top's Just Got Paid. If you're a ZZ Top guy, he does a really cool version of that. It's pretty heavy. There's some really heavy guitar tones on here. Really well put together record. Next, the guy who opened for Whitey Morgan. This is Ben Jarrell. I got him to sign it for me. This is his first EP. It's more of that, you know, modern incarnation of classic country. Great stuff. Got some cartoonish cops surrounding a house on there. This is his other album, his full-length, Troubled Times. This is actually the preferred release for me. I really like the song Black Helicopters. I heard him play it live, and it kind of sold me on the CDs. It made me want to go get them. And he was talking about visiting somebody's house who's like a doomsday prepper, and the whole song is basically about conspiracy theories, and it's pretty entertaining to listen to, and it's funny. But yeah, definitely listen to Ben Jarrell if you haven't heard of him, if you like classic country. Next, speaking of modern incarnations of good stuff, this is Billy Strings with the Billy Strings EP. It's a slipcase CD with 6 tracks on it. Nothing super, super amazing. I just wanted to show you the disc. It kind of looks like an old label, which you'll see is a regular thing with this new incarnation of classic style music. The song Dust in a Baggy's on here, which is basically the hit of Billy Strings. He does the traditionals, Black Mountain Rag and Red Rockin' Chair. He does the song Slow Train, which I don't know who made that famous before him, and then he has 2 other of his tunes, Thirst Mutilator, and Dos Banjos. Great record. Next is Eddy Arnold's Thereby Hangs a Tale and Cattle Call. This is a classic Western kind of record. Eddy Arnold was kind of like the first pop country singer, being he got really popular off of singing country back in like the 50s, and kind of became like a millionaire type country singer. I don't mean like, because obviously in the 30s there was pop country, popular country, in the literal sense being, you know, the Bob Wills and stuff like that, and the Ernest Tubb incarnations and all that. but he was like the first guy to really be the big thing, it seems like. But nonetheless, this is amazing. He does a lot of traditional tunes, lots of old cowboy songs, and you know, I don't think I could sell you on a better record. It's just kind of similar in the styles to the Tex Ritter Blood on the Saddle record and the Gunfighter Ballads and Trail Songs, Marty Robbins stuff, and all the stuff akin to that. Next, 2 albums by the same guy. I've talked about him in the last update, I believe, or maybe the update before then. This is the Marcus King Band. This is a self-titled EP, and this is Carolina Confessions. I am a huge fan of both of these records. I'm just trying to fill it all in. But this one has Derek Trucks and Warren Haynes on it. Yeah, it's a great record. The song Virginia is a great tune. Plant Your Corn Early. Ain't Nothing Wrong with That. Rita's Gone is probably the biggest tune on here. So definitely listen to this if you like, kind of like the Allman Brothers in the Government Mule style. And Carolina Dreams, I would probably go for Goodbye Carolina is a great tune. It's probably my favorite. Next, this is some really nice folk music. It's pretty, highbrow. I call it wine swirler folk. It's really artsy fartsy. It sounds like you're in like a sad bar, but in like Seattle, full of hipsters and such. Joni Mitchell, Hera, or he, I don't know how to say that name, but this is my favorite Joni Mitchell album for sure. This is the album she was touring on when she played with the band at the Last Waltz, and she actually played the first track off of here, which is Coyote. She has some really weird progressions and a lot of really weird vocal melodies that accompany weird time signatures. Everything about what she does is weird and really artsy. And now, I don't think she makes much music anymore. I think she just compulsively smokes cigarettes and paints. So if that's any indication on what type of a person she is, I would definitely go listen to Joni Mitchell. Next, a CD by a band I'm a huge fan of and do not nearly get enough attention. This is Fresh Catch by Sad Daddy. I couldn't find this friggin' CD for my life. I've been looking for it for a couple of years, and I finally just got fed up with searching, and I just had all these folks, or I just messaged these folks on Facebook, and they sent me the CD, and I PayPal'd some money, and it worked out well. It's like a jumpy kind of Dixieland feel with a bluegrass ensemble. They get some really nice grooves, really fun kind of Blaze Foley, like hoppy finger style stuff, and it's really good stuff. There's 4 singers, 2 ladies, 2 men, and they have a great contrast, and every one of them has their own voice that literally sounds like nobody else. But I have to say that my favorite is Melissa Carpenter. Her voice is so awesome. She's the bass player, and she has this kind of old school, kind of Arkansas, Louisiana accent while she sings, and it sounds really good. Definitely listen to Sad Daddy if you haven't before. Next is 2 CDs by the same band. This is the Charlie Daniels Band, and these are the trilogy packs. It's 3 albums on each. This one is all Charlie Daniels solo records, except this one, apparently Windows, which is from 1982, and then this one is Honey in the Rock, Me and the Boys, and Saddle Tramp. These are all just classic Charlie Daniels records, and if you guys haven't heard Charlie Daniels, I mean, first off, what have you been doing with your life? Second, definitely go out and listen to it if you hadn't. I would listen to the song Trudy off the Fire in the Mountain record first if you possibly felt like getting into it. He's got some really well thought out stuff. He's got really cool songwriting style. He's a very capable guitar player. He played fiddle on the early Bob Dylan stuff, and he's just an all-around amazing talent, and I couldn't preach it to you enough. Charlie Daniels. Next, 4 CDs by the same guy. It's gonna be Nick Drake. When I was talking about wine swirler folk music a little bit ago, this is the epitome of that. This is like sad coffee shop or like sad Scotch bar folk music if I've ever heard of it. So I have the album 5 Leaves Left, Pink Moon, Brighter Later, and Made to Love. This is his first album, I believe, from '69. Pink Moon from, I think, 1970. Brighter Layer from '72, and this is like a rarities compilation and all that kind of stuff. This is my favorite by far. He has a really, really good accompaniment of some flute and some strings. This one's even more stripped down. It has... Oh, this is from '72. Sorry, Pink Moon's from '72. This is, yeah, just him pretty much by himself. And then this has like a full band on it. And this I haven't gotten around to listening to yet. So I'm not going to say anything about it. But nonetheless, if you really like some really weird, dissonant, well put together, well orchestrated folk music, go listen to some Nick Drake. I officially have all of his albums, so I'm very excited. Next, a 2-disc set from a southern rock band, the Ozark Mountain Daredevils. At first I thought this was kind of a bluegrassy rock band, and I was very, very wrong, because it's a good southern rock band. This first album, the self-titled one, is a bit more of a rock-heavy, harmonica-heavy, kind of Leonard Skinner foot-stomping rock record, and then the It'll Shine When It Shines is a bit more slow, and it kind of has this My Morning Jacket kind of feel, to where it's like a southern My Morning Jacket with some really kind of psychedelic tinges and some shoegazy elements and some just some low-profile stuff. I really like it a lot. I would definitely listen to this if you have never heard of it. The songs you might have heard off of here is If You Want to Get to Heaven. What else? I don't remember. But yeah, definitely go listen to those Ozark Mountain Daredevils. Next, some Waylon. Are you ready for the country? Classic Waylon record, 1976, I believe. I don't know, it doesn't say, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. You know, Are You Ready for the Country, the Neil Young song. He plays Jack of Diamonds on here. A Couple More Years is on here. Precious Memories. Yeah, this is good stuff. He plays the Marshall Tucker Band's Can't You See. Waylon is friggin' tight pants there. Yeah, good stuff. Next, 3 CDs by one guy. Charlie Crocker. One of the best that modern country and modern folk has to offer. This is like an R&B bluesy record. This is kind of a country blues record, and this is pretty much just a country record with some bluesy tinges. This guy kind of transcends musical genres, and he does kind of whatever he wants, which is something I highly respect, especially from somebody who's kind of been pigeon-held into this weird folk music and country style. But this guy really, he's a multi-talented guy who kind of does whatever he feels like doing on whatever records. And he describes what he does as on George Jones time, which means he puts out probably 2 or 3 records a year. So they just keep on coming out, and they just never cease to amaze me. So definitely go listen to Charlie Crocker if you haven't. He's got a really famous Tanya Tucker cover on YouTube called the Jamestown Ferry. And, you know, I see no reason not to go get into this. Next, 3 CDs by the band. Stage Fright, Cahoots, and Moondog Manatee. I don't know Moondog Manatee very well at all, but Stage Fright is one that I'm very familiar with. Same thing with Cahoots. And I'm just trying to fill in all the holes. If you're unfamiliar with the band, it's like a folk rock band, and they were originally ensembled to back Bob Dylan on his first world tour, in which he brought along a full band. They regularly got booed off stage, and then they kind of broke off doing their own thing with occasional appearances with Bob Dylan, or Bob Dylan occasionally appearing with them. So that's very awesome. I'm sure you guys have heard a lot of their stuff. I mean, The Wait, Up on Cripple Creek, all that kind of fun stuff. When I Paint My Masterpiece, the Grateful Dead plays. It's just one of my favorite bands of all time. It really is. Top shelf stuff, man. Next, one of the greatest guitar players ever. This is a 4-pack by Jerry Reid. When You're Hot, You're Hot, Coco Joe, Smell the Flowers, and Me and Chet. Couple really, he kind of has this like swamp rock, kind of funky country rock feel to him a lot of the time. Then Me and Chet is him and Chet Atkins just literally just going off. Like some of the most capable guitar playing I've ever heard in my life. And you just can't argue with it. The guy is potentially the greatest guitar player ever. Definitely one of them. And I don't even think there's an argument about it. Definitely go listen to some Jerry Reid if you haven't listened to it. Next, 2 albums by John Prine. We lost him last year, 2020. Yeah, he died like March something, March 20 something, 2020. Sweet Revenge and Diamonds in the Rough. 2 classic records. This is his 2nd record and his 3rd record. I have his 1st record right over there. I'm glad to have him. The one that got me into him is Please Don't Bury Me, which is on this record. It's pretty funny. The guy had a great sense of humor. The guy was a great songwriter, and yeah, always gonna be a big fan. Next, Tony Rice with the album Guitar. Tony Rice is top shelf stuff, man. One of the greatest bluegrass pickers of all time. Part of the reason I'm such a big fan of Emmylou Harris is Tony Rice is playing on a couple of her records. He did a lot of Nashville session material, especially back in like the 70s and early 80s. And then he kind of started doing his own deal. Oh, this is from 1980. I believe this is his 2nd record. But he plays the song 9 Pound Hammer, which I have a bunch of versions of. There's a John Prine version, there's a Charlie Crockett version. There's a bunch of stuff. I think they have a Willie version somewhere over here. But I'm glad to have it. He plays that. He's got John Hardy on here, Faded Love, Jimmy Martin's Freeborn Man. Great stuff. Next, Steve Young, Seven Bridges Road. This is his 2nd LP from 1970. This is the original album cover. His 1st record was Rock, Salt, and Nails, which you've heard probably a lot of people cover, being like Willie Watson, the Local Honeys played it, Tyler Childers played it. It's a great tune. This guy's another one of those great powerhouse songwriters that doesn't get the attention because other people make his tunes famous. Like, he's got I Can't Hold Myself in Line, which Merle Haggard obviously made a big hit. What else is there? Lonesome, Ornery, and Mean, which is on Waylon Jennings. He made that a big hit. So yeah, Steve Young is just kind of one of those outlaw country guys who just was really good and unrecognized during his time. And the last CD today is one of the modern kind of outlaw country guys. He's gotten really commercially famous, which honestly I could not care less about if he is or not. The guy writes good songs. It's Chris Stapleton, Starting Over. I have not listened to this. I actually picked this up this morning. I'm a big fan of all of his other stuff, the music from A Room, Volume 1 and 2, and then the Traveler record. But yeah, I'm just trying to fill it all in, and I'm glad to have it. So I'm going to call that a night, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you stuck around till now because there's lots of good stuff in here. But if not, I appreciate it anyhow. Obviously, you're not seeing it, but whatever. I'll catch you guys in the next video, so keep it crazy.